So here we go. All right.
All right.
So welcome back to our Tuesday night business series. Last week we did an intro, which was kind of awesome. If you had a guest with you, I think we had a couple guests, follow up with them. If you have questions on how we lead our classes and how you can adapt it for yourself, like that's what this forum is for. So our goal is to teach you some business skills and tips on 1 week, then the following week offering an intro class of one of the core four. So the oils, the CBD, the thieves, and the ninja. So you are learning how to build the business, but then you can pour people into intro classes, let us teach and enroll them under you so that benefits you, and like let us help you learn how to do it so eventually you can do it on your own and teach your people. So all right, so tonight is dream building, and after Kerry does that part, I'm gonna dive a little bit into the comp plan. And just a little disclosure, in the past I have overwhelmed people with the comp plan. We're scaling it back like to the basics. Like we're not going to overwhelm you guys tonight, so I'm kind of excited about sharing that tonight. So with that said, I'm going to hand it over to Kerry.
All right. So tonight I thought we would talk a little bit about kind of not so much goal setting as dream setting, and how to manifest some of the qualities of your dreams into your life, and kind of opening up a little bit of our thought process around what is possible in your world. So I want everyone to take out your notebooks, unless you're driving, and have them ready, because we're going to do a little visualization here. And then when we're done with the visualization, I'm going to ask you to grab your notebook really fast, and I want you to write down as many details as you can remember. Okay? Does that sound okay? Ready? All right. Okay, so close your eyes, and I want you to take a couple of big deep breaths in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. And just kind of relax a little bit and let the thoughts of the day flow away. And I want you to kind of remember that feeling that you had when you were a kid and you were daydreaming about the perfect future for yourself and what you were going to do. And then take another deep breath in and let it out. I want you to imagine the most perfect day in your most perfect life. Not necessarily movie perfect, but you perfect. What are you doing? Notice the people around you. Who's spending your perfect life with you? Notice the expression on their faces. How does your heart feel when you look at them? Look around you. Look around your home. What does your home look like in your perfect life? What kind of work are you doing? Or what volunteer activities are you doing in your perfect life? What kind of car are you driving? How does your body feel as you are thinking about this perfect day in your perfect life? When you're ready, I want you to open your eyes and write down as many details as you can. What you were doing, who you were with, how you felt, what it looked like, all of the details. Just write it down as fast as you can. Got about a minute left. Okay. So at the end of the call, I want to kind of process that a little bit with you. But right now, I want you to write that you're going to spend 5 to 10 minutes a day going over that exercise and adding to it. So I want you to continue to build on that image of your perfect life and add as many details as you can. But right now, I want you to pick out or imagine that you've got $150 a month extra right now. What is one thing out of your perfect life that $150 could move you toward? So, for example, if you had an extra $150, how could you incorporate that money into your life that would give you the essence or the feeling of your perfect life? Does that make sense? Okay, everyone got that? Give me a thumbs up when you're ready for the next step, unless you're driving. Okay. So now we're going to write our goal statement. And we're going to use that $150 a month. And we're going to use Young Living as our vehicle since this is a Young Living business meeting. And you're going to write it, you're going to use feeling words. It's going to be in present tense, and you're going to include the underlying reason for the goal. So it's going to sound something like this is my example. I am so happy and grateful that my Young Living business now allows me to pay for my daughter's dance lessons because I love to see the joy on her face when she performs. So present tense, how are you feeling now that you have $150 extra a month because it allows you to do what? That moves you towards the feeling that you had in your perfect life. Does anyone needs clarification, like unmute yourself and ask questions. And give me a thumbs up when you're done. I want to make sure everyone's got time to do this. Okay. Couple more minutes. Okay, I think just about everyone's done. So here's a couple of things to keep in mind when, because we're just doing this one goal. Obviously, you're going to have different goals for different areas of your life. So some things to keep in mind are decide what you want, know that you deserve it, believe you can have it. And then you're just going to take one little step toward it at a time. You want to get as clear as you can and add as many details as you can so that you've got a very clear picture of where you're going. And then you want to use positive affirmations and goal statements like the one that you just wrote, okay? And open yourself up to infinite possibilities. You don't have to know how you're going to get there. You don't have to have a concrete plan. I would say, you know, write your goals in concrete and write your plan to get there in sand, because the universe is going to have so much better ideas of how to get you where you want to go than you do, especially from your current vantage point. So know where you want to go and then be open to possibilities, and don't limit yourself. Okay, and then take action every day in small ways. If something comes to your mind, oh, hey, I should call so-and-so and ask them such and such. Do it right then. Don't wait. because the more you wait, you kind of, those thoughts are your brain and your subconscious and God and the universe giving you little clues and nudges to, like, again, you're going to be guided there. You don't have to know how to get there. And those little things, impulses in your mind that tell you to do something to move you towards your goal, that's where you want to move your energy. So pay attention to those and take that action as soon as you can. So the last thing I kind of wanted to talk about tonight was your thoughts, because your thoughts are very powerful. In fact, they create who you are in a very real sense. What I think about myself, and what I think in general shapes my attitudes and my opinions, and my attitudes and opinions then informs my actions and what I do, and my reactions to the world around me, and my actions or inactions towards a goal or a job or a child or a spouse or a boss, determines what my outer world looks like. So guard your thoughts. Start to become aware of your internal thinking, and are those moving you towards your goals or away from your goals? And we can do other things like this. I've got all kinds of exercises to work through that kind of stuff, but just kind of keep it at the top level here. I'll just leave you with that. And then, Susan, I've got a little manifestation game that I thought might be fun to just put out there to the group. It's called I Spy. And at first you're gonna start with things that don't really mean anything to you, to help get rid of some of that internal chatter in your mind that, you know, I can't have that or do that. So in your notebooks, I want you to write down 3 things that you're gonna see in the next 24 hours. And it could be a blue car, a white cat, lemons. Just pick 3 random things that you might see in a day, because we're gonna start to notice the synchronicities in our life. Because the more we notice these things, the more they come. So write those down. And then we're going to do just a real quick mini visualization. So I want you to take the first item on your list, and I want you to visualize the feeling of fun and excitement you're going to have when you notice it in the next 24 hours. So visualize yourself finding it and noticing, and how fun that is. Okay, and it could be, it doesn't necessarily have to be in real life. It could be in a picture, it could be a conversation, it could be on the internet. That makes sense to everybody? So visualize that first thing that you're seeing. Okay, now visualize the second thing on your list. How excited you're going to be. You're going to Facebook message me that you saw it. Okay, and now that third thing. So visualize whatever the third thing on your list, when you see it in the next day, how much fun that's going to be. Okay. So then if you start doing this game, after a while you can start visualizing things like a check in the mail and things like that. And you've got a little bit of a repertoire to know that's possible, that you may be able to bring these things into your life by thinking your thoughts and having fun with it. So I want to know when you see your things in the next 24 hours. So send me a Facebook message. Let me know what it was on your list and how it came into your being in the next 24 hours.
I love that.
All right, so that's what I have for tonight. I hope you guys found that helpful.
You did. I like that. And I'm going to add to that last, well, I guess to the whole thing is that's why Gary formulated abundance for us and believe. And I think, you know, if we think about our business tools, I think those are the two most important oils that we have in business building. And I know that I've used them the month that I went diamond. I used a whole bottle of both of them that month. Like, and you know, it's like you have to believe where you're going to get there. Because when self-doubt comes in, you can start sabotaging yourself, whether you know it or not. I think we've all have experienced that at some degree, but also that whole abundance thing. I think Gary was very much about us living our best life. And it didn't mean that we had to be crazy rich. I mean, having abundance can be abundance of health. And, you know, part of my visualization was my family being happy, you know, abundance of joy in our lives and like all the things that would bring us joy. So it doesn't have to be monetary. But with that said, I think the monetary part of it, so often we are hardwired that that's not okay or it's a bad thing. Or I know Kerry and I have had this conversation over the years. You guys heard a couple weeks ago where we ended up, where we started, you know, in a food pantry. Excuse me. And we were talking about how, for me, I was always so worried about what other people would think. Like when we moved into the house that we're in now, you know, what are people going to think? Like, do they think that I'm exploiting them so we can live the high life? And it was actually Kerry who said to me, well, you know, who makes more money? And I was like, I do. And she's like, who's helped more people? And I'm like, well, I have, because my team's bigger. And she's like, and I was like, they go hand in hand. It's okay to be compensated for the work that you do. And I will say this, I know a few of you had hiccups in the past week with enrolling people. You know, we get paid for what we do. And, you know, sometimes we get paid very nicely for what we do, but we do put our time in. And, you know, Kerry and I've had this conversation a lot, you know, that it's okay for us to have money attracted and come into us. So think about the good that you can do. Part of the exercise Kerry did, she was talking about philanthropy, you know, and, you know, what charity would you give to? And, you know, think about, like, RCD is crazy money, but I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to go to like gold or silver or even executive, where you're making a couple $100s more than what you're making now, or maybe a couple thousand. You know, what local charities could you contribute to? You know, like today, buying my ticket for the 5K run, I ain't walking 5K. I'm just gonna let you know. I wanted the t-shirt, I wanted the oil, and I wanted to contribute to the foundation, because the foundation is really important to me. And I've seen firsthand what it does, right? I will walk with you guys, but that wasn't what drove me to do it. What drove me to do it was, I want to see Gary's vision of the foundation move on. So even, you know, it cost me $42 for a t-shirt, bottle of valor, and to commit to walking. And that $42, 100% of it goes to the foundation. And now I know I've impacted people's lives. So start thinking about that stuff too, because I think that can, especially for those of you who know the color personalities and those of you who are yellow, I think you have to dig into that part of it to help motivate you to get out of your comfort zone. Kerry, you look like you have something to say.
Yeah, well, I would love to do like a money block mastermind group, if anyone's interested, where we can like really get into some of our money blocks and figure out where they came from and move them aside, because the world absolutely needs good people with money.
Absolutely.
It it needs it. It needs good people with money. And earning money is just an exchange of, it's a tangible exchange for energy output. And the more that you are putting out energetically to make the world a better place, the more money that can flow into your life. And I think there's a lot of, so I would love to do a series on that, if that would be helpful for people, or if anyone's interested.
I saw people head pop down. Well, and that kind of reminds me of the very first, well, the only silver retreat I went to, but I guess it was my very first retreat. And Gary and Mary were talking with us about how the company came about. And it was Mary who said, they could have designed Young Living to be any business model they wanted. And they were actually tossing around the idea of doing like a co-op, right? And, or like a small, like putting it in a store. But they knew that if our products went into a storefront, that nobody would be educating people on the products. So people wouldn't be getting the benefits that we see today. But also, Mary Young herself said, we wanted the money in good people's homes, and we know Young Living attracts good people. And we didn't want it to go corporate. We wanted it to be where we could work with you guys, like, and us, you know, and get money to us so we can go do good in our own communities, because we change the world. And there's a lot of stuff going on. We're not going to go there, but like every day we can make changes. And if we have a little bit of extra money, like just imagine what we can, like the ripple effect. So, okay, this is not what the call was on, but we could keep on going on that. So that excites me, because I know, having gone from a food pantry to where I am today, like I may not tithe to my church as much as I do to my neighbors or someone that I see in need. Or sometimes I'll see something on Facebook and I'll just ask somebody for their PayPal email and just zip them some money, or I'll put some credit on someone's account, because I know they're struggling and they need the products too. And like, I get excited. I'm like, Jim, when we're RCDs, can you imagine, like, this person has this going on and we can go do this for them, and like we could just like anonymously like donate to this like that lights a fire underneath me more than anything, because then I can go empower other families who are where we used to be and may not have hope or have that vision, or a friend that we can lock arms with, or, you know, have the ability to get to those trainings that can help us. Because like, I feel, well, I don't feel this way. I know that in this industry, personal development is the #1 skill that we need, or personal development is the biggest thing that will determine your success. A lot of people think it's the skill and how well you can sell and all the expertise you might have about the products. It's not. It's self-development. And those of you who have been around long enough, who have known me, have seen me evolve over time. I'm the same person that I was 10 years ago, but I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. Does that make sense? Like,
Right.
I know I'm a better person. Like,
I just read a quote today that perfectly sums it up. Nothing will change in your life until you do.
Yep.
So,
right. Yeah. Well, all right. So let's shift gears a little bit, because we can keep on going on that topic. I want to talk a little bit about not the crazy money that you can make in Young Living, because if you want to see the crazy money, go to the income disclosure statement. So technically, I'm supposed to share that with everybody if we do a business class. So I'm going to bump it back up in the business group so everybody can have access to that. It's in your virtual office. You can see, technically, I'm not even supposed to tell you guys how much I make per month. Like, the FTC says that I can't even do that. But what I can do is go look what a platinum or a diamond or, carries a gold. Go see what a gold income is. And that's the average income of all the golds and all the diamonds in the company. And that's where the income potential is. So if you want to dream big, you can go look at those. But we also know that that can be daunting and it can be overwhelming, and you can go, oh, heck no, I can never do that. Because I remember the first time Vicki told me what her check was when I started 10 years ago, I was like, there's no way I can, like, there's just no way, so it begins to set in these like limited beliefs, right? Which is what this call is about, letting go of, right? So we want you to start thinking small, the $150. What could you do with $150? What would you do with $50? Like, just like $50 landed in your lap today. What would you do with it? Because that's what you get from Young Living when you help a friend enroll with a kit. $50. Like, that's their way of saying, thank you for being the word of mouth. So we don't have to go put our products in a store. They're rewarding you. Okay. So, if you want to get your kit covered, or someone who wants, enroll 3 or 4 people, like that gets your kit covered. That reimburses that money. If you want your order paid, if you're ordering $100 a month, that's empowering 2 people a month. And that's not counting residual stuff where you're getting that covered, and I did that pretty quickly when I started, because when I decided to start sharing, I couldn't shut up because that was I was determined. I wanted to stay home with my kids. We had a big lofty goal, and I'm like, I knew the products worked. I knew the comp plan, and I'm like, the only way I'm going to make it work is if I go tell people what these products are doing in our home. So
I would, Susan, can I say something real quick?
Yep.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I also just wanted to kind of put out there right now, since kind of what the world looks like has changed a little bit out there, and more people are going to online social distance when it's easier to meet people because you're not leaving your house. I mean, that sounds weird, but the other thing is, in times of economic downturn, network marketing businesses actually have a boom. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is because people are looking for answers now. They're looking, what they had put all their eggs in the basket has now emptied, and there's no more basket. So they're looking for other things to do. So you are actually giving people hope that there is something more to their life. And the average gig worker, which, like your Uber drivers and your, the people that were doing Lyft and things like that, they were making on average an extra $300 a month. And you have that in your pocket to give them the opportunity to return that income to them. So that's just my little spiel about, it's the little things that matter, not necessarily the big things. Like, just bring yourself back down to the smaller amounts and focus on those.
If you focus,
anyway, I'm sorry, Susan.
No, that's okay. I'm thinking, like, if you focus on getting to where Kerry and I are, you're going to get frustrated because there's this uphill, like there's this whole hill in network marketing where you're doing a lot of work and you're chugging up the hill. Kerry and we're still chugging. We haven't coasted yet, but like, you're going to put a lot of work in. And if you can scale back your expectations and just go, $300, what would I do with $300? How can I get $300 extra dollars? Which is what this call is about tonight. I had another thought when you were talking. Now I can't remember what it was. I was going to add something to it. I lost it. Okay. Anyways, so, I know what it was. So Kerry was talking about social distancing, and, Rhonda is putting in the chat box that she's finding more people are interested in the health products now more than ever, which is true. I'm noticing that trend as well. Like every Tuesday night, Kerry and I are going to rotate an intro with the business class. So next week we're doing thieves. So you bring your people to our Zoom classes and let us help you share. Like, you don't have to know how to do this. That's what you have us for. But also, you know, I do Saturday morning classes, and, you know, a couple of your leaders are doing, you know, a party on Friday night. Like, there's different opportunities that you can plug into. Don't be uncomfortable plugging into them. Like, I want people to show up, and like, I'm doing it for you guys, like, because I want to help you guys share. Okay. So like, use those opportunities. Okay. So when you enroll somebody, you get a $50 thank you from Young Living. Pretty simple. Okay. When someone you enrolls somebody, you get a $10 thank you from Young Living, which is kind of cool. Okay. So there's like little ways that you can start generating some income right away with Young Living, just by sharing by word of mouth. I love these products and they changed my life, and this is why, and I think it could help you. Like, let me help you get a kit. The first 3 months that they're enrolled are crucial, because those 3 months, I have found, at least in my team, that if people reorder within the first 3 months or get on Essential Rewards, they will keep on ordering. It's like that 3-month period, they're super excited because they got their kit. If you don't reach out to them and that kit sits on their shelf, they're going to not take off. Okay. So you need to pick up the phone or text them, however you communicate with them. Did you get your kit yet? What was your favorite oil? What oil did you not like? Which one stunk to you? Like, don't be afraid to ask those questions, because I will promise you, 80-90% of the people are going to hate DiGi's when they first get it, and they're going to go, oh, that DiGi stinks. They're like, oh, I know, but that's the best part. Like, if you can just get past the smell and put it on your dang feet, you are going to feel amazing. Like, you can turn it back around, because it stinks. We all know it. And when I teach my classes, I'll say, you guys, you're either going to love this one or you're going to hate it. There's no in between. Like, be authentic, because it stinks. But we know that we don't have our oils for smell. So you're helping people. And I got off on a tangent. Okay. So imagine that. Those first 3 months that they're enrolled, Young Living will pay you 25% of whatever their volume is. So if they order $100 the first month, it's $25. If they order 300, you get a $75 check for those first 3 months. So whatever they're ordering, you get 25% back. After that third month, it goes down to 8%. Still not bad, considering, you know, you did the work up front. Okay. So remember that. And that's long-term. Every time Kerry orders, how long's it been since I enrolled you, Kerry? 8 years, 9?
Almost 10.
Almost 10 years. I still make 8% of whatever Kerry orders every single month. That's the power of residual income. And that's where you want to help people get excited. And I'll tell you, those first 6 months, if they're really using their products, that's when they're most likely to start sharing with their friends, because they're like, this stinky oil works. You know what I mean? They're excited and they want to share. So that's when you're going, hey, my friend Susan or my friend Kerry is doing a Zoom on Tuesday night. Would you like to be my guest? And just like, I still say, I go, no pressure. Come and just get the information. I'll still love you if you decide not to do it. And people like when you go, I'll still love you. Like, this is zero pressure. And usually they'll enroll because they don't feel like I'm doing it for the wrong reasons, if that makes sense. Okay. So when you start building, I'm assuming that you came to this call because you're interested in building the business. Okay. In the past, we used to just tell people, you know, when you enroll someone, put them on your front line and just keep on doing that. We'll keep an eye on it and we'll let you know when you need to start worrying about legs. Okay, so I'm going to eat crow and I'm going to go, I gave bad advice in the beginning, and that's the joy of you guys having me and Kerry now, because we can go, we shouldn't have gave you that advice back. This is what we should be doing now, is we need to be looking for, in the beginning, 2 people to run with, like in the beginning, Kerry was one of the people that I went, we should do this together. Like I had my eye on her. I'm like, I know if she used the products and she got the results that this could really benefit her family. And then I had another friend, and it was those two that I was really working with. So I was helping them enroll, but also if I was enrolling somebody that, well, we'll talk about that another time. I was helping Kerry like share with other people. So I was focusing on two people. Once I, got those two people going, I picked up a third person, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to help this person now. And like really in the beginning, I'm going to tell you guys, focus on 3 people, like get 3 people going. That will get you to silver and set up for gold. And it will help you hit those lower ranks, if that makes sense. Okay. So with that said, see if I can do, well, my mouse isn't working. I'm going to see if I can share my computer really fast with you guys. Oh, it was supposed to be up. It was supposed to be magic. It wasn't there.
It
There
is
you go.
magic.
Okay, can you guys see that? All right. So this is all you need to worry about in the beginning. You don't need to worry. Well, that is not true. You don't need to worry about star, senior star, executive, silver, those fancy titles. Don't worry about it. Like, it'll just happen. What you need to look at is from this box here on to this box, these 2 boxes. Okay, when you first start, so most of you are just distributors, and we love distributors. We love people who are new and excited about sharing with people. This 2 right here just means, remember how I said you're going to look for 2 people to run with? You're running with 2 people, okay? They, if you guys see this 200 right here, they have 200 volume underneath each of them. And overall, you and those 2 legs have 500 OGV. When you do that, Young Living automatically sends you $50 and says, congratulations, you've just set up like your organization to move forward, okay? And you've helped other people. So that's on top of the commissions, okay? And you guys can interrupt me at any time, Kerry, if you want to add to that. So,
Oh, the only thing I was going to say is don't, in the beginning, get your heart set on 2 specific people. Your intention is to find 2 people, but it may take you 5 or 6 people
right,
that you've sponsored to find the 2 that also have a vision for their future. So
sometimes
don't, it's kind of like you shouldn't really decide the person you're going to marry before they've agreed that they want to have a relationship with you. So just be easy with it. Be on the lookout. It may take you a couple of people to find the 2 you're going to run with. That's all I wanted to add.
Yep. So once you find those 2 people and you get this structure, you're going to keep on running with those 2 people because you're helping them come to our classes. You're helping them invite their friends because they're going to start their product and love it, and they're going to bring their friends to the class. So then we go to this column, and they've increased their volume from 200 to 500. So you can't see me pointing. You've helped them do this up here. So you're helping them do exactly 2 people, exactly what you just did. So now they're earning the $50. But when you do that and your overall volume is 2,000, Young Living sends you $250 on top of the commissions, which is pretty nice. Okay. These 2 legs, when you get them to 1,000, and you remember I said you're going to work with that 3rd leg too all along. If you can get that 3rd leg to that 500, you hit executive, and Young Living sends you a $500 bonus. We just had someone, this just debuted last month, and we had someone on Kerry's team achieve this the very first month, which was really exciting. I remember texting her, I'm like, I think you got that silver bomb bonus. She's like, I think I did too. And we were like looking at, I'm like, you did? Like, yeah, when it was really like, I was more excited about her getting $500 than anything else last month. Like I was so tickled for that family, right? So it's setting you up for these legs. So then those 2 legs that are 1,000, now you're going to get them to 4,000, that you're going to help them get to executive. So you're helping them do what you just did. And when you do that for silver and that third leg gets to 1,000, you get a $1,500 bonus. But there is a time limit. So you have like certain months to hit it. Okay, and this is in your virtual office. I don't know if I can show you on here, but it's right on your dashboard. So if you go to, I'll just show you because it's really, I want you guys to know where it's at. Maybe if my internet cooperates. So right here on your dashboard, do you see where it says Silverbound? If you click that, it pops up right there. As all of you have this, mine are not highlighted because I don't qualify for this bonus because I'm not grandfathered in. So there you go. But if you're running for star, it tells you exactly what you need and if you've hit it. Okay, so it keeps track right for you right there. So you don't have to go, what did she say? It's right there in your virtual office. And then in up here.
Can I interrupt 1 second?
Yep.
It even tells you who is on track to hit those bonuses. It might say, you know, Jane Doe, she, instead of 0 out of 500, like it's showing on star on your thing here,
Right.
it might say she's at 450 out of 500. So you know who to work on the most. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But it's right there in front of you. They really break it down nicely.
It's really, this is a really good tool. And then that PowerPoint that I did, that I pulled up is right here. You guys can go back and look at it. There's a whole presentation. You can watch a video on it. It's super, like they have done a really good job with the technology side of it, like letting you guys know, like, and Sherry, like you said, you know, like the tracker's right there. And if you have questions, come to me or Kerry, like, or Sherry or any of your upline, and we are happy to help you figure out how close you are and look at your downline and see who else is running. Because if here's the thing in network marketing, when you help other people achieve their goals, you will organically hit yours. So I'm always like, don't be self-centered. It's not about you. It's about your downline, and it's about helping them, and it's about helping their downline. So some of you, like, well, Kerry's the only one on the call that's on my front line. Everybody else is further down. It's about helping everybody. So, okay. I am going to stop the recording, and then we're going to open it up for questions.